Hi my gardening friends, I'm Lark and I'm in Wisconsin, Zone 5. I'd like to show you my garden, or continue showing my garden. I ran out of time, so this is part 2 of walking my perennial garden in the autumn. This is a favorite annual and I call it a come again. This is called Verbena Buenos Aires. The bees and the butterflies love it. It reseeds freely. It did come back from our harsh winter, so the seeds do survive. I do save some in a little container too, just in case I don't have enough. That is a see-through plant too. It's up front, but I can see everything behind it, so I call it a see-through plant. Here I have an annual that reseeds freely too. It's called Black Pearls Pepper. Very pretty leaf color if it gets enough sun. I like that one too. That one I start early though in the house because the reseeds don't amount to anything in my garden. So I do just start the plant in about March, April, and then plant it out. I use it in window boxes too. But you can see how this looks, this Buenos Aires looks backlit. Very pretty. Queen Anne's lace, yes, I grow it in my garden, and I'm going to grow more of it. I am not going to let it go to seed all over. I will designate the area I want it in, and yet I know I'll drop some seed so it'll come up where it wants also. Rose campion is another pass-along plant or a reseeder, come again, see-through plant. Gets a fuchsia flower on it, and I save the seed. Some I save, some I drop. Hyacinth bean vine. Very, very pretty in the garden. Flowers are pretty, and the pods are outstanding. Even have dill. I'm spreading more dill in the garden. The monarchs like it, and I like it too. I never can have enough dill. Here's my reblooming feverfew. It's been blooming since June. If you keep it deadheaded and cast some seed in June, then you'll get it later in September. Sweet autumn, clematis. Another underused perennial is called Boltonia. A nice white in the garden. And of course the aggressive little black-eyed Susan, what's it called? It escapes me right now. But it's tiny. See my hand? Branch cone flower. Nice one. This is a late bloomer called, it's an aster, called Lady in Black. Tiny flowers, so I like to have it up front where you can see it. Tiny, tiny flowers, but thousands of them. This is going to be loaded. I don't know if you can see all the buds on here. And the bees absolutely love it. Here's a turtle head that is called what? Oh boy, here's a turtle head. It's short and the leaves are so nice and glossy. I gotta think of that one too. And some more garlic chives. Let's see if I can make it down to the shade garden a little. So there's a lot of color using perennials. And it's really, the color isn't as intense as it will be in a couple weeks. It will get better. So using perennials is a good idea, my friends. This will just be loaded with bees in 2 weeks. I'll I'll try to take another video. This is the rose campion I was talking about. Isn't that a gorgeous hot pink? Call it a see-through plant. This is up front. And it's a come again, because all these seeds will drop. Can you see them? Just toss them. And I need those kind of plants because they fill in the bare spots. Lady's mantle will reseed also. Easy to pull if you get it in spring. Just shuffling it a little will get it. The texture and color of the foliage of the Japanese painted fern looks so pretty with the autumn joy sedums. The Solomon seal variegated adds leaf color right now. Ferns are drying up. Hostas, well, I didn't have too bad a slug damage. Now I am, but not too bad during this season. There is I told you about the great blue lobelia. This is a white one, and this is native also. So I leave the white come up in the shade. Brightens up the shade. Black-eyed Susans will even bloom in part shade. This is a nice grass, losing its bright gold color this time of the year, but I think it's called all gold or Hakone. One of the two, I can't remember. Delicate, delicate flowers of the meadow rue. Pretty foliage. I like the burgundy stem. I try to use burgundy color in the shade garden. Lance Corporal, Persicaria. Nice foliage. And then the foliage and the seed heads of the astilbe are pretty in the shade too. That one's a red or a burgundy. A younger hosta garden is down here. Since we had to limb up several of our spruces. And another nice perennial in the shade is called Simasifuga Hillside Black Beauty. It did not flower for me this year. I do not know why. Maybe I should be happy it just came back because of our cold winter. It's a zone 5 and we got really cold this winter. Usually gets a fragrant, tall flower. Now see, when I get a weed like this that's going to seed, it's not hard to pull. And then I just toss it in the wild area. Or I'll have a bucket with me and then I toss it in the wild area. Lily of the Valley are drying up. Stilbees with their seed heads. Foam flower or tiarella. Ferns. There is some Joe Pye I'm letting go to seed back there. It'd be nice if it was all filled in with Joe Pye. Back there. I'll let all those seeds drop. Ligularia the rocket. I wish it would reseed. We'll see. I haven't had any luck with it reseeding, but it likes it down in this bog area. This is jewelweed. A wonderful herb for a remedy for rashes like poison ivy and poison sumac. Isn't God wonderful? He gives us plants that will help us with the other plant. Lungwort. Mrs. Moon, good foliage interest. More Japanese painted ferns. And some grasses. Or sedges. I think this is a sedge. Variegated iris, which doesn't always stay variegated. Here I lost quite a few young hostas. And my Japanese maple, which is coming from the bottom. And I planted in this area Angel's Trumpet. So I'll see you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.